Hello and welcome to Here's to Your Health. I'm your host, Veggie Patty, and it's my pleasure to bring you information on healthy living. On today's episode, our guest should be a familiar face to our loyal viewers. This is Lucinda Reinas. She is a health counselor, vegan cook, and for those of you that know her around town, she's also known as the Soup Lady.
Yay, the Soup Lady.
So thank you so much for coming on our show again, Lucinda.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your invitation.
Yeah, so today's episode is going to be a little different. With all of the farmers markets and the produce that Michigan has during the summertime, a lot of people sometimes wonder, what do I do with it? I've got a bunch of squash or a bunch of lettuce and just different types of vegetables, and they don't know what to do with it. So Lucinda is here to help show you what to do and how to cook with vegetables. So you can take all that great produce that either you're growing in your backyard or buying at the farmers market and turn it into wonderful dishes. So thanks for showing us this today.
Oh, my pleasure. The first thing that I was going to make today was veggie kabobs. Most of us, if we plant zucchini in our garden, we have a ton of it, and you don't know what to do with it. So many times it kind of actually overgrows. They get too big, and then what do? The skin gets tough. So these are veggie kabobs, and I have these already made up, and I'm going to throw these on the grill, and I'm going to show you how to put them together. I'm just going to set them here. You just take, where's my,
Here we go.
Here's one. Take a skewer, and you can use either this kind, this is a bamboo, or the metal kind. The bamboo, you actually don't have to soak it if you're going to do these kebabs, because they cook fairly fast, so they're not going to burn. But you just take your kebab, or your skewer, and you take a little bit of onion. Let me get some onion out here. And separate the pieces a little bit. You put it on your kebab. And then you put part of a mushroom, cut a mushroom in half. You can use anything that any vegetables that you want. But the general gist of this is you want to use your zucchini. So put the zucchini on here. A little bit of red pepper. We all have peppers growing in our garden as well. So you put a little bit of red pepper on here. Cherry tomato. We'll have, if you planted tomatoes, one tomato plant in your garden, you're going to have a ton of tomatoes, as you probably know that. So these are good uses for all this. More zucchini, more onion, the rest of the mushroom, some pepper, whatever you want to put on here. And then you just lay it on the grill. Now you can cook these on the grill, at outdoors, the outdoor grill. If you're cooking, some sort of meat, you can actually cook that on the grill as well. But this is, you can do it indoors also. Now this marinade here is balsamic vinegar, rosemary, garlic, what else did I put in here? And thyme, and a little bit of olive oil. And you're just going to take this and you're going to lay it, put it on your kebabs.
You can really hear them sizzling now.
They're sizzling away.
And there's no wrong way to make a kebab. It's whatever vegetables you have. If you have leftover vegetables you're trying to use up, people can, each person can tailor it to themselves. So if you can't eat a certain vegetable or you don't like a certain vegetable, you don't have to put that on. It's a great activity to do with the kids. They can be involved with dinner. They can make their own kebabs. If somebody just really loves mushrooms, you can make a mushroom kebab if you want.
That's absolutely
no wrong
right.
way to do it.
That is so true. And you can make a lot of these and actually use them in salads, whatever you have left over. Throw them in salads. They're really good grilled vegetables in a salad. You can eat them cold. They're good cold. I actually have you can throw them in a leaf salad, or you can I have a recipe for a black bean salad with the grilled vegetables and avocado and some you can even grill some corn if you have any grilled corn left over. You can chop that off of the cob and throw it in there too. So this is a really all-purpose type of thing. So we'll let those cook just a bit.
And about how long do you recommend people cook the kebabs for?
I would say you let them cook about 5 minutes on each side, maybe. Okay. I mean, it depends on the vegetables. Some will cook faster than others, so that's what you want to do. Right, so just kind of gauge what you're cooking. So
that's something that can be quickly done if you're having a party and you need a quick appetizer, you don't have something ready. They take, maybe 10 minutes, so throw those on, get people involved, throw them on the grill. They can eat those while you're getting the main dishes ready.
Absolutely. So the next thing that I decided to bring to you was a salad niçoise. Now, salad niçoise generally is, it has tuna in it. I am vegan, so I don't eat tuna in my salads, but this is, generally what it has is potatoes and green beans. That's what a salad niçoise is, and then you can add a hard-boiled egg too if you want that as well. So what you do is you take a little bit of onion, chop it up.
Now, how do you chop your onions so that you don't get the smell that causes you to cry?
For some reason I don't have that problem very much, but I have heard different things that you can do. You can cut off the root end in water, underwater, and that's one thing. Or cut the root end off last is another way to do it. Honestly, I don't experience a huge problem with that, so I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. Then you take some red pepper, and all this stuff, I got this from the farmer's market.
Now, obviously you're doing a lot of cutting of vegetables, so is there a particular type of knife that you recommend for people to use?
This is just the best knife on the planet that I got. A friend of mine got it for me. It was a Christmas present, and it's just a wonderful knife. This is made by Henkel's International, and it's just, it does a beautiful job. Now, you can add other things to this if you wanted to. You could add cucumber, you could add more peppers, or you could add the mushroom to it. Actually, I think I will.
I know some people add corn to it.
To the niçoise? Okay. I'm going to chop up some of this mushroom and throw this in there. Just cut it up in little pieces a little bit. Throw that in there. And then the main thing about this salad is the potatoes and the green beans. Now, in the garden now we have the new potatoes, and that's what these are. I got these from the farmer's market. They're all new potatoes, and they're small little pieces. This is as big as they get. So this is perfect for this salad. Now, what you can do is you can lay it out nicely. You can put, if you were like serving it with people over for dinner, you could have, the potatoes in one little area and the green beans in another area with the lettuce, and make it look real pretty. For me, I just like to throw it all into the salad and give it a toss.
So you just boil the potatoes like regular potatoes?
Yeah, I steamed them, and I steamed the green beans. And I like green beans, long green beans. I mean, you can cut them shorter if you wish to. That's, up to you. And then the dressing, and I just want to say a little bit about salad dressings. If you go to the store and you buy salad dressings, you're paying for a real expensive, thing that you can make at home.
With a lot of extra preservatives.
With a lot of it, yeah. When you go to the store and you buy salad dressing, it has a lot of things, unpronounceable things in it that you really don't need. Salad dressing is so easy to make. It's oil and vinegar, and any herbs and spices that you wish to put into it. So this dressing here is one of my favorites, and what I do a lot of times is I'll make a large amount of it. And I have a little bottle that I use, and I just pour it in there, and that's my salad dressing. You know, whenever I have a salad, which is basically every day, I'll pour the dressing in it, and that's what I'll use. And I just keep making it over and over again, you know.
Let's show the color to the viewers. So if
This
we can see it without tipping it at this camera. So what is inside this dressing?
This is
hopefully you guys can see the really nice yellow color in it with the greens.
this is white vinegar. It's Dijon mustard, thyme, and grapeseed oil, a little garlic, and a little salt and pepper.
Okay.
So it's just delicious. I just love this. This is one of my favorite dressings.
So just to repeat that again for any, so it's Dijon mustard, grapeseed oil, white vinegar, thyme, and garlic.
Garlic, yeah.
Okay.
And a little salt, yeah.
And
did
salt
it-
and
salt
pepper.
and pepper, yeah. So then you just you pour it on there, and you just give it a good toss.
And so when you're making this salad, so obviously the green beans and the potatoes are steamed, so those are cold ingredients then that go on the salad?
Correct. Yeah, I would make it ahead of time, to steam the potatoes and the green beans ahead of time. There. Let's see if we can get some of this potato up so you can see it.
Okay, so
there.
yeah, so then this is the completed salad
The
here.
salad
You can see the
niçoise.
different ingredients with the potatoes and the green beans.
You
and
will love it. I guarantee that you
so
will love it.
basically anything, you can use the traditional recipe, like she said, is to go ahead and just put the potatoes and the green beans in it, but you're welcome to be creative. And if you got extra vegetables that are sitting in your fridge, maybe you cooked something else a couple of days ago and you need to get rid of it, you don't want it to spoil, you can put it in the salad as well. So now I know you're going back to the kabobs. You flip them over and I'm brushing on the other side then.
Yeah, just giving them a little more juice here, a little more marinade. Okay. So the last thing that I was going to show you is there's about 1 million different types of squash. And here in America, we're kind of narrow-minded in what we eat, and that goes for potatoes and different vegetables. But the squash there's 1 million different kinds out there, and this is a delicata squash, which is it's not really a new squash, but it's new to us. We don't really see them that often, and it's something new that's come out. I've cut this one open. It's got a nice creamy meat to it, and then the seeds are quite tough, so you want to scoop those out. You don't really want to eat those.
Now the difference between a delicata squash and other squashes is the skin, correct?
Yes, the skin is edible. You can eat the skin, so that's a really good thing. But it cooks up more like acorn squash. It's not like a zucchini. It's not tender. It's not a tender. It's more creamy in texture when you cook it. So I actually cooked these. Now this is what it looks like. Can you see it? This is what it looks like cooked, and I cooked this in my toaster oven actually, and it's crunchy on the outside and kind of soft and creamy on the inside. They're really, really good, and you can add these. You can eat it as is, or you can add it to a salad, or it's add it to any dish that would go well with. But salads are really good, or like I said, you can eat them by yourself.
Okay. Now how do you get the seeds out then?
You just take a spoon and you scoop them out. Scoop them out like this. It takes a little bit of muscle, but you just kind of scoop it out like that. See there, as you can see, it's kind of tough to do. The squash itself is tough, but once you cook it, it's quite tender and like I said, crunchy on the outside, and then a little creamy texture on the inside.
Okay.
So
now when you did this, did you add any salt to it, or did you just
I added
do it
a little
plain?
bit of salt and pepper, and just a little bit of granulated garlic to it as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's quite good.
Okay, so now as long as we're talking about squash,
Okay.
What are are there different ways to cook different squashes?
Yes. Of course, there's the winters. There's different types of squash. There's the winter squash and there's the summer squash. So you have zucchini and yellow crookneck squashes. Those are considered summer squash. So there's more liquid. There's more water to them. So if you cook them in like I like to, with those types of squash, chop up some onion and some garlic and cut them in slices and throw them in an iron skillet and just kind of brown them, grill them that way. But there's a lot of liquid. You get a lot of liquid out of them.
Okay.
They're not good if you were going to like freeze them or something like that for the winter. Not a good idea because they just don't fare well. Then there's the winter squash. There's acorn, there's butternut, there's turban, there's about a million different types of winter squash. Those are generally, they have that orange meat to them. They mash up nicely. They're good. You usually have those, you know, for your Thanksgiving dinner or something like that. A lot of people put brown sugar and sometimes cinnamon, that sort of thing, as spicing with them. I personally just like a little bit of like Earth Balance, the margarine, which is a vegan type margarine, and a little bit of salt and pepper. That's my favorite way to eat them. But you know, you can eat them however you want to.
I think one of the fun squashes is the spaghetti squash, and not everybody has seen that. So that one, if you haven't seen the spaghetti squash, it actually, when you cook it, it looks like strands of spaghetti inside of it. And so, do you have tips like what you can do with a spaghetti squash?
Well, those are kind of hard to. You got to wrestle with those a little bit. You got to have some muscle. I always feel like, because you wanna cook them first before before you take the stuff out. You know, and actually once it's so, try to cut it in half. Try to, because it's hard for me anyway. And then you bake it in the oven, and then once it's baked, then you can just take a fork, or usually a fork will do it, and just kind of pull the strands out. And you can cook it just like you would, or eat it just like you would spaghetti. I mean, you could put a spaghetti sauce. You can saute some garlic in some olive oil. And whatever other spices, mushrooms and things like that, and just toss it with that. That's really good. It's good because it's got like a crunchy texture to it when it cooks. So it's quite, you know, it's not, it's like pasta, but it has that little crunch to it when you're eating it.
Right.
I like that.
Right. So how are the kebabs doing?
They're doing okay.
Okay.
I think the mushrooms look like they're getting there.
Okay.
So
if we were to, I'm gonna start building our little dinner plate here from our farmers market selection. So what's your favorite vegetable to cook with? Or what's your favorite vegetable? Maybe you don't even like
my favorite vegetable. Oh boy, there's so many. Generally I eat a lot of salads. So I have a huge, and for dinner, I mean, I have a huge salad, like a mixing bowl full of salad. That's what I love. So I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I eat this kind of salad, or avocados. There's nothing like an avocado in a salad. So, and avocados are just like one of those wonder foods that they're high in protein. They have believe it or not, you wouldn't think that they are high in protein, but they are. They also are high in fiber. They have wonderful oils in them. You know, it's good for the heart. The fatty, what is it called?
Fatty acids.
Yeah, fatty acids, yeah. But anyway, it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's actually pretty diverse. You can do all kinds of things with it. You can put it in a salad. You can, of course, make guacamole. I have a recipe that I just tried, and it was really, really good, that you made a sauce out of it and served it on pasta. And it was really, really
I've done that for cold pasta salads. But that's, you had brought up an interesting point too about, you said like a big mixing bowl of salad.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with eating a big bowl of salad. There's a lot of people that do that. It's a great way to use some of the fresh produce that you don't want to cook.
Mm-hmm.
There is a problem if you pour like ranch dressing all over it.
That's a problem for sure.
But if you're making your own dressings, it's great sometimes to just get that giant bowl and because it's mostly vegetables which don't have a lot of calories. They have a lot of nutrition but not a lot of calories. You can make a giant bowl of salad like this size, and if you're making your own dressing so that you're not drinking 500 calories of dressing from the store, you can eat a whole bowl of salad and that could be your dinner. And that's a great way to get rid of some of the produce too. I do that myself sometimes when I've got too many things that I haven't gotten to yet and I don't want them to go bad. I just call it a big junk salad, and I make it with everything.
Whatever you got in there, just throw it in there. And that's why when you're talking about, Patty's talking about the gallon of ranch dressing, that's why it's so easy to make a nice vinaigrette type dressing, and it's so much better for you than going with the the Thousand Island and the ranch and all of that. So
Right. And so we're going to, this is our finished plate of farmers market food with our cooking with vegetables today. So hopefully you guys can get a good view of that. So we've got the kabobs, delicata squash, and the salad niçoise. And if you look at the plate, the plate is full. This is pretty filling. Vegetables are high in fiber, which helps to fill everything, to fill you up. So this is a wonderful, it's very colorful too, so you're getting lots of nutrients and different vitamins and minerals.
Stick with the colors. Yeah, go colorful.
So there's a lot of farmers markets out in the area, and the Wyandotte Farmers Market runs here on Thursdays from, what are the hours again?
12 to 6:30.
Okay, and that runs through the first week of October, so if people are in this area in Wyandotte, you can head on over there. Lucinda is there. She has her soups there. You can say, hi, soup lady. I saw you on TV. I saw you on TV. So
yeah.
And then, of course, if you're not in the Wyandotte area, there's lots of farmers markets. Almost every city has a farmers market now, so you can just check it out if you just Google it. So I want to thank you for coming on the show and
thank you for
cooking and showing everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had fun.
So I hope people see that it's not really that difficult. It didn't take that much time. It didn't, just chop. It's just simply washing things, chopping them up, and putting them together. So it's not really taxing. It's something that's easy. You can get a wonderful filling meal that's colorful.
Yes.
So we want to remember that no matter the cards you were dealt or your current state of health, you have the power to take charge of your health. So never give up and never stop learning. The solution you seek may be just around the corner. If you can join me in a toast to our viewers.
I would be happy to.
We did not forget our cucumber juice today. And this is something that if you do get too many cucumbers, because I know people that are growing them,
that's for sure.
they grow like weeds. You can make juice out of them, and it's very good tasting. It's got a sweet taste to it. So if you'll join me in a toast, we wish you a wonderful today and an even better tomorrow. Here's to your health.